box.
Don't live in a summer blockbuster. Pro Solutions is your one-call-solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. With fast appointments and flexible financing, we'll make sure your home story has a comfortable ending. AC season is coming soon, so book today.
Lock in pre-season pricing today.
Visit ProSolutionsInc.ca to schedule your service today.
The longest-running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Measles is very dangerous during pregnancy, increasing the risk of many severe health-related complications. If you're planning to become pregnant, make sure you have received 2 doses of the vaccine at least 1 month before conception. Don't get measles, get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com, only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Tell him we sent you. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick back in studio, and Mackenzie McLennan with you here. The text line, 1-833-401-1440. You can also reach us via email, Connor at sports1440.ca and Brandon at sports1440.ca. Today on the show, we'll talk some Oilers. We'll look around the NHL. Of course, NBA play-in games tonight. The Blue Jays back in action. Lots to get to. The weather outside, not great. 6 above.
Better than snow.
A little bit of rain. Well, that's coming. Don't worry.
Oh.
Apparently, tomorrow and Thursday, chance of flurries, periods of snow. Tonight, a mix of rain and snow.
I don't believe it. Rain only. I'm all for the rain. Green everything up out there.
You can't stop the rain.
Right. But I'm done with the snow. I've had enough.
Well, what does it matter? You can't control it. You can't let the weather dictate your mood.
It matters to me.
I have friends that always get like fired up by the weather. It's like, you can't control it. What, just live
Well,
it.
it depends who you ask.
Just be about it.
Some say we can't control the weather.
Well, we don't have that power.
Not you and I. We're just radio.
Who do you think controls the weather? How high does it go? Are you afraid to say names?
The government.
I'm watching the X-Files now, questioning everything right now, Duke. I started episode 3 last night. I had to turn it off. I was like, kids, I can't do another hour.
Yeah.
Gotta do this responsibly.
I can't have this so close to my bedtime.
I feel like you do that.
I need to finish on something lighter.
Well, you do that with Sopranos, right? Like you'd watch Sopranos and be like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. Another episode takes me to 10. What if I do something 30 minutes and it's light?
I'll watch like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of a sitcom or something instead. Because this happened. I think I've talked about this before. it happens a lot with whatever show I'm watching. Like, say I'm watching Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or Sopranos or whatever. My dreams will start to take on themes of those shows. And I can't tell you what happens in the dreams because as soon as I wake up, I forget them for the most part.
Yeah.
But I remember the framework. And I remember that my dream was as if I was like in an episode of Sopranos or something. So if I try and watch something a little bit lighter right before I go to bed, I found it helps mitigate that a little bit.
Like you were just in bada booms with them?
Yeah, I was just
Hey!
with everybody, with the best and with Paulie and Sil and everyone else.
Feels like they had a good time.
I was just one of the guys
until things like went downhill.
Right.
Yeah. Good show. Great show. But yeah, I'll continue my journey on the X-Files tonight. The wife won't watch it with me. She's like, no, this is all you.
Too scary, or
I'm just not interested, I don't think. When I was a kid, like it came out in 93, I was 6. I did not watch it.
A little too much for you.
Yeah, and I would watch Simpsons, and then whatever came on after The Simpsons, like for a long time it was Malcolm in the Middle, and then that X-Files music would play, and I would just beeline it up the stairs. Like, nope, not hanging around for this one. So fired up to watch it now. Text line is 1-833-401-1440. Fired up to talk some hockey. The Edmonton Oilers last night falling to the Colorado Avalanche in a pretty competitive game. 1-1, of course, goes to overtime. The Oilers have their chance. Well, in regulation, 5-on-3. The Avalanche get a power play as captain, goaltender interference, and Avs end up winning it. With the point, though, the Edmonton Oilers control their own destiny when it comes to avoiding that wild card 2 spot. If they beat the Vancouver Canucks, none of what I'm about to say matters, because if they win on Thursday, they'll secure one of the top 3 spots in the Pacific. If they were to lose, though, and the LA Kings tonight beat those Vancouver Canucks, and then on Thursday beat the Calgary Flames, they would get into the top 3 in the Pacific, and the Edmonton Oilers would fall out, which could, in all likelihood, lead to a nice matchup in round 1 with the Colorado Avalanche, which I don't think you want. If you win the cup, you're probably going to meet them eventually, but maybe round 3.
You can also hope that, maybe you play them later and things change. Either you've caught momentum or, you never root for injuries, but maybe if your opponent isn't the same team they are in round 3 that they are in round 1, right? Like, and the Oilers know that firsthand, right? Look at some of the key losses they've had to players last year in particular. No Zach Hyman, Matthias Ekholm, frankly, a shell of the player we know him capable of being. He was downright bad.
Carried into the start of the season.
In that cup final. So, listen, that happens. That's the nature of playoffs and the length of the season, the arduous, 82 game slog, and then tack on another 20 plus games if you go deep enough into the playoffs. So yeah, I think a 3rd round matchup with the Avalanche, take your chances there as opposed to a 1st round. And whether it's Colorado and here's the thing, if you fall into the other bracket in the Central, what do you have waiting for you in round 2? Well, one of Dallas or Minnesota, who most peg as the 2nd and 3rd best teams in the entire conference, maybe even the league, right? So it wouldn't get any easier if you all of a sudden sidle yourself over in that Central Division bracket as opposed to the pillow fight Pacific, regardless of how it ends up shaking out 1st through 4th.
So then you have the Ducks who get the Wild tonight,
and then Vancouver.
Yeah. No, Nashville.
Sorry.
Nashville.
Right. They just played Vancouver and lost.
Golden Knights get the Kraken tomorrow, and that will wrap up their season. So with a win tonight, the Ducks keep that hope alive to surpass the Vegas Golden Knights. It's nothing settled in the Pacific. Other divisions, absolutely. You get the Wild. They don't maybe necessarily care. I mean, they have lost 3 in a row. Maybe you want to get things back on track. But they are going to be going to Dallas for game 1 of that series. The Avs just waiting on their opponent. You head out east, the Buffalo Sabres. Good for them. Locking down 1st place. Even if it's a tie, they have the tiebreaker with more regulation wins than Montreal and Tampa. So you got Tampa and Montreal in the 1st round. That'll be fun. And then the Penguins and Flyers. When the Penguins put out that little hype video about how they proved everybody wrong, I was beside Mackenzie and I'm like, they better win a playoff series or this is going to get thrown right in their face.
Well,
they get the Flyers.
That's kind of where I'm at with Sabres. I don't know if you caught it. It's been out for most of the morning, but I don't know if you saw it on socials. Their social media team having a field day with keeping receipts about people and media and former players, whatever, that doubted them. Ryan Whitney, a beloved Edmonton cheerleader, taking the brunt of a lot of that, unfortunately, right now. The Burn Book post and then the Whitney page that he posted. I said it to Kevin. I'm all for taking your victory lap, making the playoffs for the first time in 14 years to win the division, the process, but you haven't even played a playoff game yet. Are you really ready to go full scorched earth on everybody when I wouldn't expect it to happen, but you could very well flame out in 4 straight games?
Yeah.
Seems a little premature. That's just my approach to this type of situation. It's like, you can be proud and you can, show how happy you are and say not a lot of people believed in us, but posting the receipts and taking some pretty hard shots at people, even if it is in good fun. I wouldn't be doing that just yet.
No, unless you win the cup, they're going to get you.
There's now what's just going to happen is now you're giving them receipts.
Yeah.
To circle back to, should you lose in any of rounds 1 through 4?
When, like, big cell phone here, when the Chargers played the Jags, they put out a video about keeping receipts. This was 5 years ago. Jags won. And they put out, I forget what it was, but it was basically a receipt of the score or something along those lines. And it was like, hey, yep, you guys win. And, Chargers put themselves out there like that. And I fear that the Penguins and now the Sabres are doing the same. But, hey, run the table, win it all, and then you get to laugh in their face. Not Fred texting in 1-833-414-1440 says, I think Anaheim will end up 4th. They play Minnesota and Nashville on the road to end the season. But as we said, Nashville's got nothing to play for. Minnesota, they get my reference.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they want to get things back on track. That would be a fair assessment, I might say. Like, yeah, they've lost a few in a row. They want to feel good going into the postseason. But if they lose, they don't care. They're still in the playoffs. They know who they're going to play no matter what. So maybe it's a tough schedule on this, like 2 weeks ago, maybe. But at this point in the season, maybe it's not quite as tough for Anaheim. Yeah.
Because Nashville, obviously, like, they're out. They have nothing. And as you said, Minnesota knows what's going on.
They have nothing.
Nashville, what are they doing? Did they not learn their lesson? I kind of thought a couple years ago when they sneak in the playoffs and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, maybe this group does have something. And then you go and spend all the money in free agency. Terrible season last year. This year, trade deadline, they're in the mix, but they got quite a few pieces that people were, by reports, willing to pay a pretty decent penny for, whether it was Ryan O'Reilly, maybe even a guy like Stamkos, among others. And you kind of only you take half measures in your sell-off. You need to go scorched earth necessarily, but you miss the playoffs again anyway, and you miss it, so you're not picking in the top 10. You're just stuck. You're kind of the Calgary Flames of the Central Division to an extent. And you're going to have a new general manager. Maybe you're going to have a new coach. I don't know. I just think Nashville really did not handle this season well at all. They just compounded mistakes from their free agents frenzy 2 summers ago.
Yeah. Because I remember when it happened. Like, they traded, Ekholm and others. Went on a pretty good run. Made the playoffs. Lost to Vancouver in 6. Kind of a close series at times. And that was a pretty good Vancouver team.
The Predators gave them all they could handle, which was a very good Canucks team that year, right?
So you kind of understand why they went out, signed Stamkos, Marchessault,
Shea.
Yeah. Like, they went out and made some moves, and it just did not work at all last year. They're in an interesting spot here.
But then this year, they kind of, it almost seemed like they'd reassess and be like, all right, yeah, that was a mistake. We're kind of cycling back to go through a little bit more of a legitimate retool, if not a full rebuild type of a phase. But then they just got caught up in it again because at trade deadline, they were very much in the mix, in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't sell any of the pieces that would have netted them the best returns. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet.
Well, that's it, right? Do you just say, you know what? Is it a waste of 2 weeks? Like, are we
to get in as the 8th team?
Or do we just tear this thing down and rebuild?
That's, our friend Josh Fenwick here, as a Flames fan, knows it better than anybody. The Flames have been stuck in that cycle forever.
I think if you're a Flames fan, like, you look at the teams in the division and it's like, okay, Oilers might be going downwards. Vegas might be going down. Vancouver, still in the same situation as Calgary. Ducks and Sharks, maybe on the rise.
Yeah, they're on the other, at a certain point, a rebuilding team has to turn, and the problem is, a team like the Blackhawks has not gotten there yet, where they once again were in sell mode this year. Ducks and Sharks added. Sherwood, Carlson.
Yeah. I'm saying if you're Nashville and you look in that division, like you can tear it down. You're going to be at the bottom for the next 5 years minimum because you're not getting past Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Utah's on the rise, Chicago probably on the rise.
So, like
your future is bleak if you're the Nashville Predators. I think if you start this rebuild.
But what's the alternative? You finish last in the division second to last anyway.
Yeah,
and the Blackhawks are a team that you expect to probably pass you as early as next season.
It's like being mediocre and just being stuck in that cycle of mediocrity.
Like if you know the division around you is going to, and I think we see this a lot in the NFL more so, where this cycle seems to flip a lot quicker because drafted players are immediate impact type guys, right? You look around and say, as you said, the 3 top teams for sure, Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota, they're probably not going anywhere. What's the point in being competitive right now?
Yeah.
Like, take your lumps for 3 or 4 years, and maybe by the time you come out of this, those teams have exited their window of contention, and you can capitalize on that, and all of a sudden, you're now the powerhouse in the division, along with maybe Chicago and one of those other 3 teams still kicking as a contender. I like teams like that. I just think you have to, like I said, swallow some hard truths sometimes and not always just keep trying to tread water. Sometimes you got to sink.
Now you can retain 3 contracts, right?
Max, yeah.
So Sissons and Ekholm come off the books this next year. Are you moving on from Stamkos?
His value will not get higher again. He scored 40 again this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good year.
Really good year. Sell him.
Marchessault?
I don't know if the market would be as good for him.
I think O'Reilly has value, but he's got 1 more year after this. Maybe you want to keep him around. Maybe he wants out if you are selling some players off. Other than that, though, I mean, I couldn't imagine Roman Josi going anywhere. He's a big cap hit. But yeah, that's we kind of went off a tangent here.
Recycle the same UC Saros trade rumors.
Why not, right? But I kind of agree with you. Like you can't half-ass a rebuild. You really have to go all in and maybe like what the Rangers do. Write that letter. Hey, we're rebuilding here.
Bear with us.
Please come to the games. We are going to turn this thing around, but it is going to take times, and it's not the NFL, like you say. And even with the NFL, like you can find a player who's 27 and his previous team gave up on him, and it's like, okay, you might not have worked with them, but in our system, our defense, we can get a couple good years out of you still. I don't think that's as easy as hockey, and you're not going to find 4 guys who can contribute immediately in the NHL draft like you can in the NFL. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Kyle says, Saros for Jari. The deal is 1 for 1.
That seems like it would be pretty good. Although UC Saros, I believe, it's a little bit more expensive.
$9 million, I believe. I got their website up. Just 7.7.
It's still another couple million bucks. And like we know the cap's going up, but the Oilers are still going to have to continue to fill out their roster, right? They've got the key pieces locked in, especially the deals for McDavid and Bouchard in particular. But still, like, I'd rather bring back a guy like Connor Ingram at what, $5.5, $6 million as of right now. I mean, we got the playoffs ahead of us to maybe get a full evaluation on him, but he's playing some really good hockey right now. Last night, the most premier and recent example, obviously.
Saros also does have the no movement clause. So it's up to him if he wants to move on. Gruff texting in 1-833-401-1440. You guys think we see a lot of action at the draft in Nashville, Toronto, Detroit, Rangers, Florida, Winnipeg? Who will sell their big guns?
It's a good question.
There's a lot of, like, the free agency market this year.
Pretty thin.
But a lot of bad contracts have been handed out. And with the increase in cap space, teams can take them on a little easier.
Teams willing to take on that flyer of a reclamation type project, maybe.
I hope so. Like, that'll make it fun.
Yeah, it makes the offseason fun, right? When you get some big names on the move.
Chomsker says Josi for Wallman, Boake, second, and a conditional second.
What's the condition? Turns into a first if Josi plays 10 games.
Turns into the first if the Oilers ever have one at that time.
Yeah, next time we have a first-round pick, you can have it.
We'll give it to you. Matthew's going to be gone before the draft. Take it to the bank from Kyle. Where's he going?
Utah.
Utah.
Because remember forever the rumor was about him going to Arizona because he's from there.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have a team anymore. So
sorry, Austin.
welcome to the Utah Mammoth.
Well,
but if you're the Mammoth, is that really like, do you circle that as something you need? He's still a really good player, but you've got a pretty good collection of players yourself.
Dylan Gunther's been pretty good at scoring too.
I think he scored more goals than Austin Matthews this year.
Yeah. Younger, cheaper. From Edmonton.
Yeah. Bonus.
Perk. Yeah. Maybe, but that'd be interesting. And maybe Arizona has a new team in the next 2 years. Who knows?
Yeah, good point.
Arizona and Atlanta. Bring back the thrash.
I would. Yeah, I'm not totally against that, Atlanta, but I'd almost rather it's same with Arizona. But would you not rather at least see them give another new market a try first? And listen, we're on for 4 straight new markets in Vegas, Seattle, Utah. Am I missing one? No, that's it.
Their attendance in Atlanta, I think this is average attendance. 17,000 their first year. Dropped down to 15, down to 13, then 13, then 15, 15, 16, 15, 14, 13, 13. Their final year. That was thousands.
How many playoff series did the Atlanta Thrashers win? I'll tell you the answer.
It's 0. They lost in round. They only made the playoffs once.
And I think they got swept.
Bob Hartley got into
this was a team that had a lot of talent at different times. Kovalchuk,
Hossa.
Keatley, Hossa, Colby Armstrong,
Andy Sutton, Keith Kachuk,
Ray Ferraro.
Johan Hedberg, Kari Lettinen.
Well, Kari Lettinen was a second overall pick. But my point being they had talent is just like it didn't work, and it might have just been a little early almost, which is crazy to say because it was already the second version of a team they had. The Flames, of course, heading to Calgary. So I'm not against it, but it's just like any market. You just need like the right ownership in place. And I'm not sure they have. Obviously, they didn't in Arizona at any point.
Yeah.
The arena debacle. Maybe the same can be said for Atlanta. I just like the Thrashers. I like some of the jerseys. I like the logo. Bring them back.
Yeah, they're a cool team. We'll continue this conversation. And then MTR brings up a point. How many teams is too many? Like, do you cap it at 34?
It's a good point.
You don't want the talent.
I would have to think 34 would be the maximum for the foreseeable future. Like, we're talking about a rate of expansion that we haven't seen in over 20 years, right? Because the league added Nashville and Columbus in 2000. Thrashers were one of those, or I guess more like because the Thrashers were one of those teams too. But then, like in the early 90s, there was a big wave with Florida, Tampa Bay, Ottawa, Anaheim. You kind of run in these cycles.
San Jose was
right in the middle between the two, I think. But either way, like at 34 teams, you're now the biggest league of the 4 major North American sports. And you have to think like, okay, if the number one product in the NFL doesn't seem to be in any rush to expand and hasn't for 25 years, why are we in this continued rush to have more teams? Guys are willing to pay. I mean, you don't become a billionaire by turning down money.
No.
Which all these guys are that own these teams, obviously.
And the NBA will be 32 teams before you know it.
Yep.
Just quickly, RBS is snow this time, basically rain. Next week is gorgeous. I invite you all.
I actually like the rain because even if it's still kind of cold outside, as long as it's above 0, it will continue to help melt the remainder of the snow, right? Especially on those north-facing hills that don't see the sun quite as strongly and seem to hold the snow much, much longer.
And Lance says, I love the X-Files. Well, Lance, I hope to join you in that category. First 2 episodes have been good. We'll take a break when we come back. More of your texts. How many NHL teams? Hockey in Atlanta. Where's Austin Matthews going? How many is too many? We'll discuss it all next on Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
One app, triple the action. Play Alberta is proof that good things do come in threes. Whether you're into playing any of our exciting casino games, betting on your favorite professional sports teams from around the world, or buying into Canada's biggest lotteries, Play Alberta is the province's only app to do it all. Download today and discover a new way to play. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Would you like to be a part of history for the month of April? I'm kidding. Or as the kids say, bro, I'm joking. Would you like to help us set a record in April? Chill, still kidding. At Northgate, we aren't trying to set any records or tell you how many vehicles we sell, and we really don't think you'd care. But what you will care about is this. Every dealer has the same costs. Trust me, GM does not have a favorite kid. You get to decide where you buy. 0% financing, a great selection, and of course, great people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or business online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk beef jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Fast track your financial goals with a special rate term deposit from Vision Credit Union. For a limited time, take advantage of a great rate on 1, 3, or 5-year terms. Plus, as a Vision Credit Union member, you can earn up to 25% more on your interest through profit shares. For details, contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca. That's visioncu.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
It's a party we can do.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
April 14th edition of Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fennick, Mackenzie McLennan with you here in the West Edmonton Mall Sports 1440 Studios. Hope you guys are having a great start to your Tuesday. Tonight, Tuke, what are you watching? Hockey, the NBA playing? Then you got Wednesday. Maybe I'll watch some X-Files. And then Thursday, I'll watch NHL hockey.
Well, Connor, see, that's why we're different. I watch hockey every day.
Well, you're a real puckhead.
To quote that song we just heard coming to the break, can't stop, won't stop. Tonight, there's
games, right. You're watching Heat Hornets.
There's games that mean nothing tonight, Connor. But there are games that mean, well, not everything. But
do you know that Bam and LaMelo both average 20.1 points per game?
How much is that number skewed by Bam's 83-point outing?
Irrelevant. He also rebounds
in my
10 times a game.
In my background of statistics, that's what we call an outlier.
Yeah,
and it would be removed from the data set.
One of 82, assuming he played every game this year. How much is it going to sway it?
You would also eliminate the lowest outlier as well, unless there wasn't a stark one. Like if there was an actual game, he put up like 0. He's averaging 20 points a night. But regardless, no, I'll probably dip in on the NBA playing games. The Hornets are an interesting team. Miami doesn't really do much for me. They've still got some talented players, obviously, but I'm on the Hornets for tonight. I'm also on Phoenix to beat Portland. Tomorrow are the games I'm actually more interested in, particularly Orlando and the Sixers. Philly without Joel Embiid, as confirmed by our own Josh Fenwick earlier this morning, as he continues to recover from appendicitis. Joel Embiid, not Josh.
Of course.
And the Magic are a team that I picked at the start of the year to be a Final Four team in the NBA this year. Very disappointing season after they went out and made the big ad of Desmond Bane, to pair up with Paulo Banchero. I think they came up short of a lot of people's expectations for them this year. It's playoff time. Make it easy on yourself. Grab a 7 seed if 7 have to try and fight and claw for an 8th. If you can get the win over Philly tomorrow. That leaves you a pretty tough first-round matchup, of course, but take your chances.
Now, did you watch the WNBA draft last night?
I had it. I wasn't watching it, but I was having the alerts. Every pick was coming up on my phone.
5 Bruins. 3 ladies from Spain selected.
En Espanol.
My new team, the Washington Mystics. A couple of great picks.
Why is that your new team?
I made a promise that wherever Lauren Betts went would be my new team.
Why?
She's a 6'7" center, national champion.
She's a beast.
Oh my God. She can dunk, right? She has to be able to dunk. Feed it inside.
At 6'7", I would hope so.
Yeah. That's my pick. So I'm done with the Phoenix Mercury. They messed it up with Griner and was it Torrisi? They had Skylar Diggs, Kia Nurse. They messed it up. Sophie Cunningham. I'm done with them. I'm on to the Washington Mystics now. 4th overall pick.
Toronto Tempo, expansion team, first Canadian club in the WNBA. They had the expansion draft a couple weeks ago. Now they made their first pick 6. They took a UCLA Bruin.
Yeah.
She was a 2-time All-Star, I think, inside the Big Ten.
Kiki Rice. But I thought the bigger news was the report. I don't know if it's confirmed by the team just yet, but the signing of Kia Nurse. I think that's confirmed too.
30 years old, averages 9 points a game. Listen, she's not a superstar player, but quality player, veteran player for an expansion team. And I think it matters a lot when you're talking about a team in its first year of existence having that face of the franchise and somebody that is from there, from Hamilton, strong connections to Canada basketball, playing for the national team, all these things. Like that matters a lot in terms of having success in your first season, even if it is simply from a perspective of garnering interest, putting fans in the seats, getting attention onto your club as you try and make it in what is a very competitive market inside the city of Toronto.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just someone who you can put on the billboards, put 100%, out there that people recognize.
A face that people recognize and a name that people recognize.
Do media, can still contribute. And you say 9 points, and just remember the average WNBA team scores about 35 points less than an NBA team.
Yeah, for sure.
The statistics might not be quite as high. I like what Toronto's doing. I don't like the team name or the uniforms, but playing at a smaller barn, Coca-Cola Coliseum, holds 8,500, but they're going to play the marquee games
at Scotiabank
at bigger arenas. So when Caitlin Clark comes to town, Everyone can watch. That's kind of the one that popped off.
What about when Angel Reese comes to town?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends how ticket sales go. What about Sabrina Ionescu? That's a big one.
She's good.
Vegas rolls into town. Maybe start to
Washington Dallas now. The Wings.
Well,
with,
Washington too. Don't sleep on Washington.
Sorry,
now.
no disrespect to your Mystics. But that first overall last night pair with Paige Beckers, who was her teammate at UConn, I believe, right? So
Azzi
Fudd. Maybe they're a big draw.
I'm interested. Now, ESPN had Olivia Miles as the number 1 overall prospect, but she went 2nd overall. So we'll have to wait and see how it all works out. Let's get to the text line for elksnation.ca, 2-weekly podcast with Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold. The CFL season's going to be here in no time.
Draft's coming up.
It is.
Lickety split.
And then we got camp, preseason, and the regular season. It's going to be fantastic. So check it out, elksnation.ca. A couple of texts came in for Austin Matthews. The person who said LA has since texted in again, so I lost it. But we had JR and Red Deer said he's going to San Jose. You give Malcolm Celebrini a shooter? All right. That California state tax, though, Duke. It's expensive.
Maybe Matthews isn't up on that. He's not keen for it.
Yeah, it could weigh into it. Nikki Northside says Atlanta did have Patrick Stefan.
Yeah.
Talk about being remembered for
all the wrong reasons.
The wrong reasons.
Bust of a draft pick. Wasn't even playing for the Thrashers anymore when he had the empty net fiasco against the Oilers at Rexall. It's not the way that you want to be remembered as a pro athlete.
No. Especially like you're the top 0.001 in the world, and that's your legacy. It's tough. Kenneth says, let's cut some teams. Probably not enough players for 32 teams. Probably not enough for 27. Well, the money is too good. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like when the talk about the WHL expansion. And you kind of have to have that honest conversation. Like, is there enough talent to do it? At the NHL level, I get what Kenneth is saying. Like, it'll never happen. But it wouldn't be the worst thing.
But if we compare the other leagues here, and maybe this isn't fair to do, but it's the best close examples we have of the NBA, the NFL, and the major leagues of baseball. If we're talking parity and we're talking top to bottom inside each team's roster, is the NHL not in the best spot of the four? Like the NBA, the regular season is a joke. Bad. I mean, and part of it's by design for the teams. Like I think it was, who was it, Memphis and Utah last week? Was it Memphis? 3 or 4 of their starters were on 10-day contracts. Just like, what are we talking about? In the NFL, the quarterback situation is, the top end has never been better. I think there's a fair argument there. But the bottom end of teams like that you're rolling out for a starter week to week is a joke. And in the major leagues of baseball, that's a little bit tougher because there's 9 levels between when you come out of college and play in the majors, and the rosters are so big.
And there's no salary cap, and some teams don't want to spend money, and some teams want to spend all the money.
Exactly, right? So maybe tough to include baseball in the conversation. But I hear it where you say you'd rather see a more concentrated talent pool and fewer teams. But as you said, we're never going to see the number of teams shrink.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, to move to 34, that I do think is pushing it. At 32 in the league right now, I'm very comfortable where the league's at from a talent pool perspective.
And PA would probably never argue against it because more players get in, more guys get NHL salaries.
That's all of a sudden another 40 jobs.
Yeah. Did you see the tweet that Brian Swain had?
I did not.
This is so good. And I don't know how he did all this research. So the NBA this past season, games decided by 10 or more points, 700. That's the most ever. Games decided by 20 or more points, 281.
Oh my God.
Most ever. Games decided by 30 points or more, 96. Most ever. Games decided by 45 or more, 10. Tied for the most ever. 56.9% of all games were decided by double digits.
It's not very exciting.
So when you talk about what we just talked about, like in the NBA, it's going the other way. The good teams are good and they win by a lot. The bad teams...
It's kind of trending more towards an MLB style model, just with a salary cap.
Yeah.
Where it's like, the top teams are the top, and you essentially know there's... And this isn't super new in the NBA, where it's such a superstar-driven league, and one player, like if you have the superstars, you can have a chance to win. But at the start of each season, you kind of say, there's probably 3 or 4 teams that could win the title this year. And all of a sudden, come season's end, and barring a surprise run to a finals where a team gets mollywopped by their opponent, it's pretty much it is those 4 teams.
And I think with Swain's stats there, I think a lot of it's also like the 3-pointer and how many teams shoot. And like you can just run away with the game at times if you go cold. Obviously not. But MTR says the NBA expanding to me is hilarious. Of course, I want cities like Seattle to get the Supersonics back and Vegas to get a team. But the product is already not the best in my opinion. Players sitting out a bunch of games. So many teams actively tanking. Most NBA games are boring in the regular season. 10 to 15 years ago, the league was unbelievable with star power. It's lacking something now.
And to me, that almost comes across like you're looking for. There are really good players, but do we give them the same cachet as LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, like Dwayne Wade, even Chris Bosh in Toronto, right? Like now, SGA, Luka, Ant, Wemby, among others, like Cooper Flagg is a first-year player, Con Knipple, who's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. It's a great race for first-year players. That there is star power, but are they viewed the same as the superstars were 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say because I didn't follow basketball really closely at all back then. Like this generation is my first really being invested in the NBA on a season-to-season, week-to-week basis.
I'm back at texting in. Hey guys, just curious, how much does Caitlin Clark get paid? Well, so the WNBA, the salaries are going up, but she's going to be making about $500,000 this year. But obviously, she crushes it in endorsements. Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Panini America, Hy-Vee, like 11 million or something through that. So she's doing okay.
I think she's okay.
Yeah, but the salaries are going up. The league's growing, expansion is happening. So ideally, continue to rise. We'll take a break here. When we come back, more text. We'll let you know what's coming up on the Lowdown with Lowtide and the Jason Greger Show. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk Beef Jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk Beef Jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Craving your favorite mouth-watering pizzas? Papa John's has large specialty pizzas for only $19.99 for a limited time. Get a flavorful all the meats, the works, ultimate pepperoni, Hawaiian, barbecue chicken, and more on original thin or New York style crust. Use the code LSPEC at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Hey, it's Jamie from Green Drop Lawn Care. They may be teeny tiny, but chinch bugs can completely devastate your lawn or garden. If you have yellowing grass that doesn't improve with watering, you may already have them. At Green Drop, we'll identify them, treat them, and help you recover from the damage before it's out of control. Stop chinch bugs cold with Green Drop Lawn Care, Canada's lawn expert since 1979. Find out more and get started at greendrop.com.
Fast track your financial goals with a special rate term deposit from Vision Credit Union. For a limited time, take advantage of a great rate on 1, 3, or 5-year terms. Plus, as a Vision Credit Union member, you can earn up to 25% more on your interest through profit shares. For details, contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca. That's visioncu.ca.
Every coach needs a game plan. Plan your fantasy frenzy with Halley and Douglas. Right here on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:45. Welcome back. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Go check them out. Only available in the Duke. I laugh because Duke was eating his McDonald's chicken sandwich, and he ate it too fast. We might have come back from break a little too quick, and now you're battling.
It's simply too good. I was just trying to scarf it down there. Yeah, coming out of break. But,
I've been there.
Yeah, Josh was kind enough to bring in some chicken sandwiches for the boys this morning.
Man, those are so dang good.
They really are. And
when you get like an extra sauce,
there was one left over because Carius didn't want it. He prefers the traditional bacon and egg ones over the chicken, which to each their own. That's fine. I offered this one to every other person that's come in here, and they didn't seem as Mackenzie didn't seem very interested in it, as it has been sitting here for the better part of 4+ hours now. Stuff like that doesn't even faze me. I don't care. So is it a little cold? Yeah. Could have I stuck it in the air fryer out at the bar area? Maybe. Who cares?
Yeah, had it lasted till like 5:40, I might have given it a go. Yeah.
There is no way you would have eaten this if it sat on this counter until 6 o'clock today.
I said 5:40.
Oh, so excuse me.
Yeah.
First pitch for the Jays game. Time to dive into this chicken McMuffin.
Let's do this. Yeah, that's it. Well, then I get home, and in case anything goes wrong, I'm at home in the comfort of my own home. That's my theory behind it.
Yeah, you say that all the time when sometimes you might need to grab lunch down the mall floor or something. It's like, well, I don't know. I'm in studio for the next 4 hours. I can't risk it. I'm like,
I got food poisoning once, and it hit quick, and I felt like garbage for the whole show. And since then, I'm very conscious of what I put into my body.
Well, that's your veteran presence.
The whole weekend, I couldn't eat anything. I went home and ate nothing. You know the one thing I could eat?
Rice.
No. Fruit snacks. The Welch's fruit snacks.
Oh, I can't beat those.
They're like, that's the only thing I could eat. I was like, I can't eat anything else.
There's a lot of snacks that my nieces and nephew have at my mom and my parents' house at the farm in the cupboard. And I was like, we probably had things similar to this when I was a kid, but now as an adult, if I'm over there in the summer and the fall when I'm like maybe heading out to be in the field for the day and I'm packing a little lunch for myself in the tractor cab, I'm just cleaning out my 3 toddler relatives' snack stashes, putting them in my lunch kit for
Dunkaroos, sick.
Oh yeah, like fruit snacks, little chip, like little packages of like cookies. They're not Ritz crackers, but you know what I mean, like those little plastic individually wrapped ones. Yeah, they're all really good. Whereas when I was, this was more as a teenager, and heading out for the day on the tractor. It was like, give me a full box of wagon wheels and a full case of Pepsi, and I am set to jet.
Just crushing Pepsis.
Hey, Brandon, do you want a bottle of water to take? Don't need it.
Pepsi's like 40% water.
That's what I'm saying.
Wagon wheels on that note, I thought it's so small.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Man.
I couldn't tell you last time I had
like
one.
Reese's peanut butter cups, just tiny.
Shrinkflation.
Yeah.
I won't stand for it.
Yeah. Like, why don't we bring the real ones back? That's a good diet, though. I remember I've heard the stories. You brought that up. Like, you were a pop kid when you were working on the farm.
Oh, baby. Nothing like if I would take a sandwich or something with me and I would have tomatoes or lettuce on it, I would disregard that if I had like an actual lunch kit where I'd put an ice pack in. No, the entire lunch kit would be filled with cans of Pepsi to keep them cold, and I'd let my sandwich just wilt in the back window, the 30-degree sun beaming in the cab of my tractor. Like, I'm sure this is still fine.
Yeah.
Eat that.
Priorities.
But at least my Pepsi's cold.
Pepsi's cold. I can't. I would say I get it. I can't relate. I did never work on the farm. I don't have any experience like that. But
still, you got lots of time, Cons. I'll get you out there one of these days.
I imagine the crisp pop would be good
for a day of hard work.
Oh yeah.
Then we'll come in at the end of the day, and you'll be rewarded with a nice cold glass of milk.
I did concrete for 4 hours. That was enough.
That's all
for
you
me.
lasted.
Yeah. I went out with my buddy.
You're like Derek Zoolander in the coal mine.
It was pretty much that. Like we went for breakfast. He comped me, and we went out to a couple places. He was pouring in town, and I helped out because like he just needed extra hands.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like, can't do it. I'm sorry.
I'm not built for this.
I don't even. They're carrying like this like steel wire thing. I was doing like 2 at a time. They're doing like 6 in each hand.
And so you say that, and even for someone like me, which I'm, very proud of my rural upbringing and lifestyle, we were building putting new planks around our one kind of corral riding arena thing. And my cousin was working at the auction mart right at the time, and he worked there sometimes with some Hutterites that would come in and they'd work off the colony, but they were still members. They came to help us. And these like 16 plus foot long 4x6 planks or whatever, and you'd like maybe you could carry 2, but you need like 2 of you would carry 2 planks, right? One under each arm, but a person on each end. These guys, and one of them was no bigger than me, like height wise, but arms just like pythons on him. He'd have like 2 under each arm, just carrying them. He'd carry 4 by himself. And then there was a guy that was a monster. He'd do that, but 3 like under each arm. So you say, how is that even possible? It's like, I thought I was tough. I thought I was strong. I thought I was cool. I'm nothing compared to these guys.
Just built different.
Yeah. It's all about levels.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. IMAC had just said, like, we talked about Kevin Clark's salary, what it was, and how he thought it would be higher. The salary cap this year for the WNBA is up to $7 million. But last year was 1.5.
That's a pretty big jump.
So, like, yeah, you gotta look at it.
Like almost 700%.
5.4. I think the cap went up 364%.
That's a lot of percents.
In years past, it had gone up 3%. The previous highest jump was 30% in 2020. So, yeah, factor that in as well. Text line's 1-833-401-1440. Should let you know. Coming up next is the Lowdown with Low Tide. Lots of Oilers talk there as they'll be joined by Donovan Paulson.
Rachel Krychak
as well. Couldn't do yesterday, but we'll be on today. Then on the Gregor Show, we're trying to land someone at 220, so I'll be mum on that topic right now. But it'll be followed by Paul Sir, Terry Ryan, Dave McCarthy, Stat of the Day, Struddy, Spec, DVD, Cam Tate. 5 questions mixed in there as well.
That's a packed show.
Loaded show. Loaded
Tuesdays
Tuesday.
are loaded.
They are. But yeah, I just chill for the couple hours, wait for the show to start.
Unlike yesterday.
Yesterday, I was panicking. Husk says, CH, definitely Struddy's song there. He'd wear that with a white tank top and glow sticks from Husks. Yeah, what song was that, Mackenzie?
Cooler Than Me?
Cooler Than Me?
Is that?
Yeah,
Mike
Cooler
Posner?
Than Me?
Mike Posner?
Mike Posner?
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 He's cool.
I don't know.
He's cooler than you.
Well, most people are.
But not cooler than the guy he's talking about. Yeah, it was a good song. If you don't know what Husks is referencing, listen to Struddy today at 420. He's got an intro.
Like a new intro?
No.
Oh.
The problem is I lost all my old Struddy clips.
Like you never were they were on a computer at Bell and you're like, can I go get my files? And they're like, no.
No, they sent them to me, and then that link that they sent me eventually expired.
Oh,
so I didn't have them saved.
They were just like in a Outlook type folder, but you needed them downloaded hard copy.
Yeah. So basically, without Strutty on daily, the clips don't happen quite as often.
The replenishment of the pool isn't happening as
He's
rapidly.
very professional when he's on for his like 15-minute hit a week.
That's Struds.
Just
get him on with Carius and Laddie again. You get some real gems out of those hits.
We got to get him in studio maybe for a couple hours. John had texted, if I was Tambone, I'd try to get my hands on Eustace Ananen, the Preds' backup goalie. The trick would be to offload Jari's contract. He's had similar numbers this past season, small sample size. Food for thought.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a solid backup. I actually watched him. He was very good against Anaheim last week as the Ducks. This was kind of part of the Ducks' little losing skid that kind of pushed them largely out of contention for the division. He's very good as a backup goalie. But keep in mind, like Nashville, this is a guy they wanted when they sent Wedgwood to Colorado. That like he was the guy they wanted back, and it made sense because Colorado obviously had to move out a goalie in the same process when they completely flipped their tandem last year. But there's a guy that Nashville covets, and especially if you're talking about maybe a world where, as we said at the top of the show, they cycle through another round of UC Saros rumors in some capacity. I have to think he's a guy they'd want to keep in the fold. But it's an interesting idea. Although, keep in mind the Oilers have a playoff run ahead of them before they're circling backup goalie targets for next year.
Yeah. Hey, wins and losses maybe hasn't been his strength this year playing with that team, but statistically not bad. So that's something to watch out for. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But lots before we even get into that talk because Oilers got to wrap up the regular season, then maybe go on a run.
Can they beat the Canucks?
Yes.
Will they beat the Canucks?
They must. I said, get Leon out there, put him on his spot in the playoff or the power play and let it go.
Just play power play minutes only.
Exactly. For everyone here, thank you guys for joining us on the show. Check the podcast or YouTube, Sports 1440 AM if you missed it. Up next, Slow Down Flow Tide. But first, a Sports 1440 update with Mackenzie, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
9 games in the NHL tonight. Devils are in Boston. Puck drop at 5. Anaheim is on the road in Minnesota. Jets take on the Mammoth. Avalanche are on the second half of a back-to-back in Calgary. Pittsburgh meets the Blues. Kings and Canucks have the late slate. 15 games in the MLB. Jays are on the road in Milwaukee. Kevin Gausman will be on the mound. First pitch at 5:40. You can catch the live feed on the AM dial right after the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, Giants are in Cincy. Angels look to bounce back against the Yankees. Rockies take on the Astros. Rangers meet the Athletics in Sacramento. Mets and Dodgers have the nightcap. NBA play-in tournament gets going tonight with the Hornets hosting the Heat. Tip-off at 5:30. Suns taking on the Trailblazers at game time at 8. 1 game in the PWHL. The Torrent are in Vancouver. Puck drop at 8. Next on Sports 1440, the Lowdown with Low Tide, Declan Kruger, Josh Fenwick, and Donovan Paulson. I'm Mackenzie, and this has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440.